Welcome to The Explainer. Have you ever stopped and wondered why, with all our incredible medical advancements, we seem to be sicker than ever? Well, today we're diving into a text that makes a pretty bold argument that we've lost our way, trading a natural path to health for a world of artificial living.
So let's jump right in. The text kicks things off with this really fascinating observation from a medical scholar, Dr. G.C. Jarvis. He noticed something profound, that animals seem to have this built-in, innate blueprint for staying healthy. It's a kind of natural wisdom that, well, we modern humans seem to have all but forgotten.
And that brings us to our first big idea here, this concept of nature's forgotten wisdom.
The author really presents us with a stark choice between two completely different paths. On one side, you have the natural way, the path that animals in some indigenous tribes follow instinctively. And on the other side, well, that's our modern artificial way, which the text argues has left us totally disconnected from nature and, frankly, chronically ill.
And the text gives some just incredible examples to back this up. We're talking about birds that basically act as their own herbalists, a mongoose that knows exactly which root to chew for antivenom, even animals that instinctively use fasting or sun therapy to heal themselves. It's like a whole healthcare system running on pure instinct. Amazing.
And this innate wisdom isn't just limited to animals. The author also points to indigenous communities who, by living in close harmony with nature, often show a level of health and vitality that just seems to escape us in our modern world.
Okay, so if nature has this perfect blueprint for health, where did we go so wrong? That brings us right to our second section, what the text calls the modern invitation to illness.
This really leads to the central paradox of the entire text. I mean, think about it. We're supposed to be the most intelligent creatures on the planet, right? So why on earth do we suffer the most from illness? It's a question that really makes you challenge our whole idea of progress.
And the answer the author gives is surprisingly simple, but also really profound. It's not a lack of knowledge, but an excess of artificiality. Our science and technology have created a lifestyle that basically breaks all the fundamental rules of nature, and that, in turn, has led to a whole host of new diseases.
But the problem, according to the source, goes even deeper. It gets into the very medicine we use to try and heal ourselves. This brings us to the dangers of the quick fix.
You see, what was once hailed as a miracle of modern science, the fast-acting allopathic drug, is presented here as a real double-edged sword. That promise of a quick fix comes with a hidden cost, really harmful side effects that can actually spark brand new diseases and weaken our natural vitality.
In fact, the source points out that this issue is so significant, there's a whole field of study dedicated to it. It's called iatrogenic medicine, and it specifically looks at illnesses that are caused by the very treatments that were supposed to heal us. I mean, think about that for a second.
Now, to really make this point concrete, the text brings up a study on drug use during pregnancy. And what it found was that common, over-the-counter drugs were used all the time. Over 75% of the women took aspirin, and 60% used antacids. The source presents this as proof of a culture that just reaches for a pill for every little thing with almost no thought about the consequences.
And the consequences? They were immediate and serious. The study found that even small, regular doses of aspirin could lead to a serious bleeding disorder in newborns. It's proof that these things absolutely cross the placental barrier and can cause direct harm. And the impact can be just devastatingly permanent. The source also cites a U.S. Food and Drug Administration bulletin that linked some alcoholic tonics used during pregnancy to fetal alcohol syndrome. This can cause severe developmental issues, including a drop of up to 40 IQ points. That's just staggering.
And the list just goes on. The source details a whole range of other common medications and their dangers, from jaundice in babies caused by sulfa drugs, to the addiction risk from painkillers, and even potential liver damage from overusing antibiotics.
So, after laying out this pretty bleak picture, the source does offer a solution. And that brings us to our final section, the path back to natural healing.
The author's solution is basically a three-step plan to get our health back. First, avoid those allopathic drugs whenever you possibly can. Second, support that by adopting a disciplined lifestyle with a healthy diet. And finally, embrace herbal remedies as the better primary choice for healing.
And here's an interesting twist. The author argues that because of widespread pollution, even other natural therapies that use elements like water and air have been compromised. So in our modern tainted world, this leaves herbal medicine, drawn straight from nature's pharmacy, as the safest and most reliable path back to health.
All of this leaves us with a final, really challenging question.
As we keep pushing forward with technology, have we forgotten a deeper, more ancient wisdom that's been with us all along? The source definitely suggests that maybe, just maybe, the true path to our future health isn't some brand new discovery, but actually a return to the past.